I'd like to start out by giving a shout out to Mayor Scarpitti and the council and the people in the economic development area for the vision that they've shown in this plan. I traveled the world for Scotiabank, across Canada, outside the country, met with many governments, businesses obviously, and I have seen firsthand how governments can be enablers of growth or disablers of growth. And in this city, which I have lived for almost 3 decades, the council, the mayor, the government apparatus in general is very, very much a partner to growth. And we don't know how lucky we are. I do, because I've seen it in the other extreme. What I'd like to talk about today is, in a general way, how the world is influencing our opportunities and presenting us with challenges. Because if you think of where we've been over the last decade or so, we are living through momentous change. It seems like everything is changing at once. I mean, we started the millennium, growth was best in the West, we had a commodity boom, the US was dealing with a financial crisis, the dollar was going sky high, 102 to the US dollar, our businesses were having a hard time competing. And then all of a sudden there was a commodity crash. The world wasn't growing in the way that we had expected it to. Some of the emerging economies were slowing down, and all of a sudden the US is the bright, shiny star. So we're looking more to the south. And of course that's enabled by the fact that the currency has fallen dramatically. I mean, it's gone from 102 down to 68 cents, currently around 76. And we see a pattern that has actually come back more to Ontario's sweet spot. But what we may be missing is the story itself, because the story is one of rapid change and dealing with that kind of change, and how our businesses or our students, our workers in our community can actually deal with those sorts of change. David quoted a report that basically outlined that type of challenge, you know, offering opportunities to students in areas that have yet to be coming into existence, in technologies that have yet to be invented, but that is the issue. And when I look at Markham and the strengths that we have here, obviously government is a very, very big one, but when we start looking within the community, the diversity of the population, sure, that creates a network of connections that is truly global, and we are all global citizens. That is where we are going to make prosperity work in Canada, by dealing both with domestic and international markets. But it is the diversity of businesses itself. One of the things that wasn't in the chart, and one of the things I was looking at as I was preparing for the remarks today, was the diversity in business in terms of size. Small business, medium, large, much larger. In terms of employment, they're very well balanced. We have a distribution of businesses which in itself reinforces resilience in our community. I've seen too many times where businesses that look like they were going to succeed, or industries that look like they were going to succeed, all of a sudden be sideswiped and go down. But the diversity of our business and our community really creates a backbone of resilience that we need on a go-forward basis. Back in the day, maybe 100 years ago when I was growing up, in business, what you needed was a competitive currency, and of course you needed a plant that was efficient in terms of long production runs. That's yesterday's news. The businesses that succeed today are not succeeding on low employment costs or on long production runs, but in innovation. And their strength is the quality, the adaptability, the edge that comes from their workforce. And so when I heard the presentations for York University and Seneca, I mean, this is a no-brainer. We are creating students in our community. We have a hothouse in our community across a very, very broad range of areas that give us the innovation capability. What we are looking for in our community is innovation infrastructure to power growth. Now, Frank, when you were talking earlier on about where we about taking a temperature check and where we're going, I mean, it's logical. It's Markham beyond 2020. And whether you're looking at the York presentation and the opening of the doors, or Seneca and where it's going, that is what we have to be thinking about. And it is that innovation infrastructure that I think we have to nurture over time. Looking at that, I look at the latest federal budget, And I know the federal government is going to focus on infrastructure. They're going to focus on building out our economy. But they can't lose sight of our intellectual infrastructure. Building out universities and colleges across the continuum, because that effectively is going to be the base of the prosperity growth that we are going to see on a go-forward basis. Well, a month ago, before I retired, I would have given you a fearless forecast of the Canadian dollar. You know, at that time, I probably would have said it was going down. Now I'll probably tell you it may be going up. You know, you can't trust economic forecasts. I would be telling you about Ontario leading the country for the first time in a long time, along with BC, simply because the West or the commodity areas are not in the game. But that really isn't the point tonight. The point tonight is how we build out our community as an attractive place to do business and raise the average skill level of our workforce to be globally competitive in the future. And I think the story that you've heard tonight should comfort you, because I think we have the plan, I think we have the resources, we have the infrastructure to accomplish that. Thank you very much.